So we are on step 6 of the construction of the hunker junk, fastest hunker junk in the galaxy, as Lando likes to call it. Mm, Figured I'll just not care about copyright laws, so I'm gonna play music and theme appropriately Star Wars music, but it's gonna be a bit different than like the regular fare. Uh, Stuff that is alternates or interesting variations or the actual film music versus like concert suites, because a lot of the music that or Star Wars music rather that people like out there is technically not actual film music. It is concert suites specifically made to be performed. So I mean, there's definitely connections, but they're slightly different, not quite exactly what is played in the films and so on and so forth, which is kind of interesting. Try the bell, see if I can detect them and, well, not detect them, I know them, but explain them and let you guys know what they are. So let's start up this rigmarole and make the jump to light speed. So this is actually a version of the opening theme that that Williams made. You can hear it just slightly different. It's not quite exactly what you hear in the movies. It sounds very familiar, like I said, but if you listen closely, you will find and detect slight variations on it, which is kind of fun. Okay, let's see. We're gonna make 2 of these, and by the way, now we're gonna make the outer final shell of this fully armed and operational, well, kind of operational Millenium Falcon. And as you put it like this, it's starting to become huge. That's no spaceship. That's a hunk of junk. Anyway, let's see. 4 of these. Gonna make 2 of them, so lots of blue extended studs. Oh, let's just double check and see. Throw the music on one screen. Show this stream on another. Let's see if people actually come and talk with me. I hope they don't, because people eek. Well, not really, but gotta keep up appearances, public image, etc., etc. So 6 and 8, I believe. Now this is from New Hope, so this is definitely the one movie where there's a lot of variations that is unheard of. Now, as in the movie, this transitions into the Imperial attack, which is a very underutilized theme. It's almost only used in A New Hope and ever so slightly in Rogue One. It was supposed to be like the Imperial March, but, well, I guess Johnny Williams came up with an even better Imperial March, so that sort of took over. So let's see. Things are running away. Blue sets have blue balls? I don't know, maybe. Okay. Again, this is from A New Hope, and it's an alternate version of Binary Sunset, that very beloved theme, where Luke looks out over the, knows that R2D2 has run away on him, and, well, yeah. And it's funny because it reminds me also of Indiana Jones kind of stuff, especially Raiders of the Lost Ark theme kind of stuff. So it's definitely, vintage John Williams stuff. Okay. See, in the drawings here, it says that you're supposed to like have the studs each the same way. I try to actually sort of alternate these to make it a bit structurally stronger by having, like, some studs go this way, some studs go the other way. Probably doesn't really matter, but hey, I like the illusion. Now, the reason why I have music on is because whenever I was building this thing and not really having music on, my microphone would eventually cut out because I was like totally in the groove and not talking. So, yeah, I'm a newbie when it comes to streaming and recording. So, just deal with it. I don't care. Okay. Let's see, we need more of those white thingies. Let's check and see what Discord people says. Now, this is the actual binary sunset music. It's a bit different, as you probably listen. Oh, there is way too many pieces in this bowl. They all came. This many came in one bag, small bag. And I was like, huge amounts. There's lots of these 3x2s. I'm just gonna pick out all the 3x2s, put the other junk back in because it's pretty much the 3x2s are just flooding and obscuring everything else because there's so many of them. Point of interest, that is Leia's theme sneaking into Binary Sunset. I think that is one of the reasons why so many people love the music of John Williams. You have themes within themes within themes, so to say. They weave and bob, so to speak, in and out of each other, and thus it becomes a greater whole. Yeah, as you can see, I'm now just pulling out 3x2 tiles, and it is becoming much easier to find the other stuff here. Now, I do appreciate that Lego sort of figured that this was a small piece, so it's easier to have it in one separate bag. But wow, there's so many of them. Just look at that huge pile of 3x2s, and there's still coming more. There, done. Oh, let's see what I've done wrong. I have put one too many white connectors there on, obviously. So I'm just gonna take that off. So there. Got those, and then we need those other blue there studs. So we need 6 of them. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 och 6. And that is called the Force theme. Again, it is probably the most prevalent theme of the whole saga, which is kind of why I'm bummed that in the new music they have very little of it, because it's the most connecting piece of the whole thing. It transcends pretty much all the other movies. And yes, these are the kind of things that a very dedicated fan of Star Wars kind of mulls about in his head when he watches Star Wars. It's not just watching for the sake of watching, which is kind of sad, I guess. But it is what it is. The hunt for the missing piece. There we go. We need 2 of these. A Jedi Knight revealed. This is no. It's actually Obi-Wan's hut. Jedi Knight revealed is in, or rather, Jedi Master revealed, I guess is the correct term, is in Empire Strikes Back when Yoda shows up eventually. Okay. So what have I done wrong here? I've done definitely something wrong. Yeah, I can see it now. There. There we go. That's the proper one. Now we need another blue, short blue stud to put in that one's last spot there. These are always going to be connecting like vertically like this on the side of the, so these are probably going to go like blonk into the inside. There. Or no, not there. Screwed up again. There. On stage 4. Stage 4 done. Of stage 396. 396. Yep. Put them on the model. It's actually becoming so big now, you have to kind of be careful about putting stuff on. It's not easy to just sort of swing it around like I used to in the beginning. As you can see here now, here it comes. Ooh, it's starting to become big, and it ain't showing no sign of slowing down. Now let's see what this drawing says here. But that's the other part. There's starting to become less and less space where I can just grab onto it, because underneath here where I'm sort of putting my hand, well, you can't really see it here, like here, there are now accent pieces, small tiny pieces of Lego that sort of don't like to be touched. So they're like, you know, the Emperor in the Emperor's New Groove, where it's like, no touchy. Okay, let's see. This one goes. Ah, nope. It goes on to these red ones like this. That was kind of hard because they all want to go one way. See, all of these can move independently. So you have to line them up like, you know, perfectly. So they are straight, and then you hope for that they do enter and they catch and don't, well, go on their own adventure. There. Let's see if we can get the other one here. Now this piece here is swinging like that. It's going to be part of the central spine. Click. And there are those two pieces. We can probably have attachments here. That's going to go, well, like this and like this. And yeah, we'll see what happens eventually. Let's see. Yeah. Carry it here. Turns the page. And here is the meat of this stage of the build. As you can see, we're going to start long spars. And those are the ones who are going to be the mandibles. They're going to come like this. Well, you can't really see it here, but there. The piece we're going to make is this. Let's see if I can show it here. A bit closer here. It's this here. Ugh, I'm screwing up. So you can see this is the mandible here. That's going to be quite a long part. I imagine it's going to be probably about, like, yeah, this big. So maybe even bigger. That's one thing I've noticed about this build. I always underestimate it. It's always bigger than what you think it's going to be. And that is, to be honest, that's the most fun part of this build. It's like you build it and it's bigger than you think. It's bigger, always bigger than you think it is. And well, everyone likes big, you know. You really can say size matters not, but well, that's easy for others. That's just what them small guys say, isn't it? I don't know. Anyway, there. Let's make this. It's always going to be two of them, but I have to remind me that this is an asymmetrical build because it's a lot of accent pieces. So strictly follow the guidelines. The sort of engineer in my head likes one to race ahead and know, yes, there's going to be two of them. It's going to be exactly the same. No. They are not. There's going to be variations here. So there we go. Now here's where I'm going to see if I can show you what I mean by putting these studs sort of opposites. Because in the instruction you said just put them like this. You know, have both these extended studs with this sort of smooth middle hair sticking up. But it doesn't really matter how you do it. If you can actually do this little thing I did here. Put one there and then one in from this side. And thereby you sort of get ever so slightly different attachment strength on these ones. So it's just a little pet peeve of mine. Probably doesn't really work, but hey, we all like our little small lies. And those who say that they don't lie to each other, to themselves, well, they lie. Mos Eisley, a most wretched hive of scum and villainy. We must be cautious. Okay, titty of them. Like that. This. That one. And two small round studs and a square weird one. Okay, here there is none of those. Oh, yeah, no, wrong. Round stud. We need two of those. There. It's in either of these. It's a tiny thing I'm looking for. Let's see if we can find it. I think at least they are in these ones. Maybe they weren't. Who knows? Oh, no, they weren't. There. Now, this is a bit different than most people. This is one of the cantina pieces. This is the one that most people don't really know. And by the way, the sound you hear there is steel drums. So, okay, song. Sorry, just trying to figure out how to build this piece. There. And then we need this on top. This here. And this one here. Again, it's like there. Finally, we said done, as a certain character said once. Like there. Okay. 1 and 2. And by the way, for those of you who don't really know, John Williams is a fairly good jazz composer too. Not that I really know too much about that because, well, it is sort of outside my proclivities, but he's supposed to be a really good one. That's what I learned or read. There. Okay, and 3 more. And then we need one of these. And more extension. This is going to be huge. I mean, we're like just barely getting off the ground here. This thing is going to be big, very big. Oh, turns the page. Yeah, even more. Is it a 6? No, that's a 14, I believe. Dun, da, da, dun, boom, boom, boom. There. So here, this here, and this one to be on that. There we go. We need 2 of these. Dubious. 2 of the 10s, and then 2 more of the 12s. Okay, so how are we going to do this? This does not compute. Oh, it does. I am just being brain farting. There. And why has this one snuck in here? Again, you start to see the length of this thing. It's almost like a spear. You know, throwing it around now. Okay, 2, 3. Docking Bay 94. Oh, there, okay. One of these. Well, no, not those, but this. And then we need a bunch of attachment points here. These single attachments. There, and then let's see if we can find the last attachment point. No, not air. And not here either. Ah, we found it. I have you now, as a certain character says. Probably should not use that epic phrase or quote on such a tiny, inconsequential piece, but oh well, done is done. There. Nope, nope, like that. There we go. And here's the dramatic takeoff from the Mos Eisley spaceport. Mm, yeah. There. Okay, there. Okay. Obi-Wan's death. And this is music for the impending TIE fighter attack, and this is really where sort of the Falcon shines. Of course, considering that the motions they were able to get on that huge first spaceship model they did, it's all done in the edit. You can now when I see that sequence, I don't totally know that George Lucas just cheated like the best hacksaws ever. He made something out of nothing, pretty much, because the Falcon doesn't really move. Every pan of the camera in this scene is done with the Falcon being stationary and everything moving around the model. Just look at it right now, sometime when you get it, and it's like it's totally easy to see it now. But at the time, it was revolutionary. It was like, oh, we've never seen this. So okay, then. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, but let's see how far we get. Hmm. And now we are in the fifth movie, Empire Strikes Back. Hmm. It's the opening scene. So, oh yeah, now I know. Now I know what we are missing. This one here. This is the actual Vader's theme that's gonna come up right now. I mean, it's orchestrated a bit differently with different instruments, but this is the actual one, the one that's in the movies. Uh, well, the first one rather, and it's very different than the concert suite one. So this is just before Han Solo and Chewbacca sort of go out, check out the Pro Droid. I wonder what the hell that thing is. Okay. This is actually the original. It was supposed to be in the movie, but it was considered too aggressive, too harsh, too martial, too badass. So instead of using strings, they are using brass. Okay, we have done something very wrong here. I can see now. Yep. Yep. Let's see. We need to do some rate reconstruction here. Because we are going to have a lot of problems if we don't fix it right now. This one is correct. Or is it? No, it isn't. It's also wrong. I've done totally brain farted here. There is here. There's supposed to be two of these pieces here to attach to the staves, and I have forgotten to put them in. And that means that everything here, pretty much everything from about here and down, is wrong. Is in the wrong alignment. So I need to probably shift everything one stud further down the line. And this is the other scene where the Falcon shines. Well, it doesn't really shine. That's the problem. It does not shine. This is the asteroid scene or asteroid field scene, where the Falcon suddenly decides to throw a tantrum. So, but that is correct. Interesting. So no. Okay, we got. So let's not say ahead like that. And then we need here, and we need one here. There. And then this one comes in straight on the heels of that. There. But that is not the right. I've done something wrong here. What is going on? No. It was right. But, that is obviously supposed to be like that. Oh, I get it now. There. And comes this stave in here. So slightly there. And this is also wrong. Yeah, because this is not supposed to be here. So it wasn't actually wrongly aligned down the line. That was what's confusing because everything actually lined up, but I had done one wrong piece above that. So, and thus follows many wrongs. There. Now this comes here. There. Because dropped another piece. Noted. Where did it go? Oh, there you go. That's okay. See, the thing was that it was obvious that these two pieces here I'm holding here, were supposed to go exactly where they were because they are reinforcing this and this, the cut between. So that was actually correct because if I had to shift everything down, it would have been like this, and that would have meant that there's no reinforcement over here, which did not make any sense. So again, confusing. I was confusing myself. Totally confusing myself. So there. And the last stave goes like this. Now we are good. And here's the Han Solo and Princess Leia theme. So I better get the minifix out. Actually, I could sort of actually redo the whole thing right now. So let's do that. Ugh. One angry princess, one gold digging scoundrel who is now bold. Oh, and we need a other piece too. We need, of course, this guy. And, well, darn it. Like I said, this piece is starting to get big. So it's like, just moving it around is one thing. And the logistics of it is kind of funny. Bloop. Ah, I missed it. I missed the point. So, like that. Let's see if we can show you. Let's show you for the fun of it. There we have the lovely couple, and there we have the interloper. And this is exactly sort of where it's supposed to be taking place, in this little access corridor in the Falcon, like electrical closet, call it whatever you want. So out you go. Don't have space for you. Okay, back to the building phase here. Let's see. So the interesting part here is like all these single stud attached pieces here, like this. You kind of have to align them rightly, because you can ever so slightly get them slightly wrongly aligned, and then it will kind of look wonky. It's like this one here. It isn't. It looks kind of flush. This one. Hold it up to the camera. This one piece here, but it actually isn't, because you can see here, when I glide over, I catch on the back end of it. So it's like I kind of have to ever so slightly tweak it. There. Now it's smooth. I can go back and forth without any problems. So let's see. Bicycle handle goes in here. It's a lot easier when you have multiple pieces, because then it's like it aligns better. But still, they kind of have to do a little tweaking here and there. Let's see, what have we forgotten? Well, yeah, that looks good. Next step. There. I do believe that's all the piece. No, wait, one more. We need one of these. There we go. Okay, start in the front, like that. We'll work our way backwards. So, there, and this one. And then add this. Oh. There. This is no cave. There. Starting to get. See, it's starting to sort of get into shape here. Whole bunch of fiddly bits. A round head to sort of irritate the Irish among you out there. And two arm thingies. Attachment point. Centered stud. A grill. Shoo, you beastie. Shoo. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to make the cockpit quite yet, so. We'll revisit this point at a later point. By the way, there is Minox in this build. It's like one of the last stages you make a Minox minifig. The cave is collapsing. This is no cave. Let's see. Nope, not there. There we go. Okay, so we have gotten those four, and then we need those two. There they go. And that was it. Okay. There. Okay. Let's see. Training of a Jedi Knight is the name of this piece. Well, it was on this album. That's another thing. A lot of these, songs or pieces, they change name from different publications. There's been multiple publications of Star Wars music throughout the years, and they don't keep, the same name over and over again. Which is kind of irritating at times because, you're talking about one piece of music, then someone else comes along and, they don't know what you're talking about, or, well, yeah. There. And this one goes here. There. Done deal. into the cave. And this time there is a cave. Your weapons. Need them, you won't. So, and two, oh, three. One more. One more. One more time, as it says in the song. Let's see. Oh, we don't need that many. 6, there we go. So it's sub-assembly time. There, on top. And cue the bounty hunters. This is where the bounty hunters come in. Okay. Yep. No ship that small can have a cloaking device or cloaking field, I guess. So track him. He may coming around for another pass. Now, here you can see it's all wonky. If you see, it's kind of weird. So you have to align it to make it straight. It's still a bit wonky. There. It's as good as I can get it, sort of. And this goes on here, okay. Yeah. Now we are definitely going to make a second attachment point here. I can see. I wonder where it's going to go though. Do or do not. There is no try. I don't believe it. That is why you failed. This time you have gone too far, Captain Solo. Blah 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 blah. That is. Surrender is a perfectly good alternative. Okay, with Adam. I told you it was gonna get bigger. Okay, more junk. dinner with the in-laws, or in-law, I guess is a rather correct way of saying it. Oh, I obviously attached it wrong. Hmm. Okay, it's supposed to be. It sort of has to be this way, but I have obviously interesting. So very interesting. Okay, this is supposed to be like this, so that won't do. So these are wrong. Like I said, son. There we go. Now this is when it's right. And this won't be right this way. Yep. There we go. Perfect. And this one on top of here. There. Now we're actually starting to get into this interesting point of where Lego kind of starts to break down. If you ever see, if you look at this, you can, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it's ever so slightly curved. I mean, part of it is that you're using a bunch of stuff connected together, but I also think there is a part of the whole process of making them. But you can see it; it has an ever so slight curve. It's not much, but it is there. It bends towards the, what should I say, to the left. So who's your daddy? There. And then one last piece of it all the way on the end there. There. Let's see if this was the last one. It does seem like that, yeah. Because the next 2, 3, 4, 5 pages are going to be all about making a second one. Or no, no, it's going to be bigger. there, and then, okay, this one here. So, there. I do believe this one's going to come in like this. And that's where we want to do the switcheroo. Same here. That away there.